Now the AutoZone race analysis brought to you by the more than 1,575 AutoZone stores across America. AutoZone, the best parts in auto parts. And there you see the numbers involved tonight. 300 laps on a 4/10 mile track. 120 miles around here this evening. Now taking a look at those who'll be carrying our onboard cameras for us here this evening. That's Phil Parsons. He's coming to the green flag now as everybody goes back into turn number 1, starting it with Phil Parsons carrying our cameras along with Dick Trickle and Elliott Sadler. Randy LaJoie in the blue machine trying to power past our Busch pole sitter Shane Hall. LaJoie did beat him by inches to the stripe, so Randy leads the first lap. How about 3 wide there as Matt Kenseth in the middle gets sandwiched, and Dennis Setzer, guys, in the 43, a gutsy move.
A lot of bump cars.
Yeah, they're making that low line work now, but that won't last long.
Diving into the corner. Again, trying to make that low line work if they can. No opportunities yet. Of course, basically, Patty, you're in traffic all evening long, as we see right there, the 89 of Johnny Chapman trying to work. And the inside isn't necessarily the way to get around here, is it?
No, they'll try to use it for passing, but that's going to be tough. But once the tires get a little bit of wear and those cars start slipping up, the guys that have got their car well balanced will be able to turn left and still be able to give some throttle, and that'll be how they pull off those passes.
Dennis Setzer, as you see, in the battle for 3rd place. Hermie Sadler to his outside. That's for 3rd behind Shane Hall and Randy LaJoie. Glad you're with us. Just underway here at the South Boston Speedway in Virginia. Again, 3rd place.
He can make that low side move. I just saw him outside the track earlier on, Dennis Setzer. He said while the tires were fresh, he felt like he could get on the bottom, gain some track position. Then once he got it, he'd move up and save his tires.
It's working so far for him on the low side of the racetrack if he can stay there.
Yeah, it helps because he's got nobody else down there, so he's got a whole track to himself.
Now further back, you're looking at 10th place on back. Chapman in the 89 getting sandwiched inside of Todd Bodine in the 36. The 83, a local favorite, Wayne Grubb, who knows this racetrack well from Winston Racing Series competition here. 9 laps of 300 complete. Mark Green. He's in that green and blue machine that they call Old Blue. That's the very first car that Bruco Motorsports built, that number 37.
Eli, when you see sparks coming off of some of these cars as they go into 3, that's them hitting the cross member there. It won't be as bad once the tires get a little wear because they won't be running as fast. But early on, when the tires are good and they're going good, that's when they start bottoming out.
Good 2nd place battle.
I think it's going to work for Dennis.
Again, remember, Dennis Setzer, a former winner here. He knows and likes his racetrack. He has 2nd by inches now over LaJoie. There goes Shane Hall out of the way and give Dennis Setzer the lead. Dennis Setzer takes over at lap number 13.
Okay, what he did there was on the money. That was his game plan. But he probably used up 5 laps of tires that Randy LaJoie did just in that procedure.
Part of the strategy of LaJoie, maybe. Who knows? Let them wear themselves out early.
Well, he's in that championship hunt mode as well, so he's got that in the back of his mind.
Randy LaJoie has a 10-point lead over Todd Bodine in the battle for the NASCAR Busch Series point lead. 3rd place guy, Phil Parsons, is 228 points behind. You're looking at a jam-packed South Boston Speedway here in Virginia. muggy day. What does that do, Patty? Because the temperature's dropping quickly now in the evening. How tough to set up during the day and then race at night?
You know, setting up for this race tonight was basically a series of compromises. You know, during the day, it's the heat of the day, the track gets slick, and they're preparing and practicing like that, but they're really racing under different conditions. It's probably, you know, going to be about 15 degrees cooler now, so they had to compromise on getting their qualifying set up, which was also their race setup here, and their racing setup for this evening. It was just a set of compromises. What's going to kind of be the lesser of the evils during both times.
Phil Parsons in 26th. They're on board right there with him now. Got Mike Dillon directly ahead of him in the number 72 machine. There's Phil. He's been fighting that race car most of the day.
He's been struggling.
But nevertheless, third in the NASCAR Busch Series point standings.
Phil's been really good this year about being able to avoid those unfortunate occurrences on the racetracks, and even if he's having, you know, not the best handling car or the best day, he's still soldiering on and staying out of trouble and finishing up there in the points.
There you see Steve Park in the 3 inside of Glenn Allen in the number 99 machine.
Eli, he really struggled in practice. I don't know if they made any changes. Obviously, that move didn't look like they did, but they really worked their cans off today, and we'll see here.
There's Elton Sawyer in the 38 machine. He started in 13th spot on this Friday the 13th. Elton did. There he and Steve Park battle going into the corner.
Some serious fender rubbing there.
Black flag for Tim Fedewa. The number 33 machine has been smoking heavily. And they're just showing him the black flag. He'll be coming into the attention of his crew. Number 4 is Dale Shaw. Number 6, Joe Bessie. They're running right now in 18th and 19th position. Here comes Tim Fedewa to make a pit stop. Unscheduled clearly at lap number 24. There you see the crew trying to figure out exactly where that smoke was coming from.
That's not a tire rub. They were hoping it was, and you know, Randy LaJoie doesn't want to see that.
So we're in the early stages here in South Boston. 25 of 300 laps complete. The leader is Dennis Setzer.